we're rolling. All right, guys, welcome back to Insomniacs of the Round Table, episode 3. And, oh, God.
Hey, how's it going?
Sam, get away from them.
Welcome to my ASMR.
We're not doing this.
Oh.
We're not ASMR.
We're not?
But,
or should I crinkle the water bottle? Is that like a thing? I don't know.
I mean, it is, but we're not doing that.
Okay.
But, episode 3, it only took us 3 episodes. We're finally at a round table. My kitchen table is a round table.
Yay?
And so there's only 2 of us. We're going to sit at the round table just for this time so we can at least say we sat at a round table one time.
Yeah, I like the couch better.
I mean, it's a lot more comfortable, but, I mean, our name's Insomniacs of the Round Table.
Yeah, I thought it was more like a metaphor.
I mean, it kind of
than
is, but like...
an actual thing.
I mean, we have to sit at it at least once, you know?
Yeah, okay. Well, here's the once. And then we're going back
We'll
to
go
the comfy couch.
We'll go back to the couch and hopefully have a set built for this.
Yeah?
Yeah, hopefully. We just got to order the stuff for it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, episode 3, we're gonna talk about costuming and kind of, you know, how we got our start in that, because we both dabble a little bit in that.
Oh,
you know,
yeah, just a little bit.
just a little bit. I mean, definitely different fields of costuming, but definitely dabble a little bit. But so, yeah, do you want to start? Because I feel like I always talk a lot more than everybody on these things.
Yeah, well, I mean, I didn't really do a lot of like wardrobe and costuming type stuff until the web series. That's when I really got like really intense into it. I mean, I've done some like not good cosplays. I've done some.
I mean, every cosplayer's done like not so good cosplays.
Yeah,
like you have to start.
I mean,
somewhere.
I've done some I've been to Comic-Con. Halloween's one of my favorite holidays. I love dressing up. Mm-hmm. I love like just being something different and wearing something weird. I guess I don't know. There's just something so freeing and fun about dressing up in a costume that I have always I've loved since I was a kid. I loved playing dress up when I was a kid.
Yeah.
We had like huge tubs of like stuff for like dress up.
Yeah.
I think we still have a lot of it just for like sentimental reasons.
Yeah.
Like obviously, well, I guess I'm still playing dress up.
Yeah, a little bit. Well, no, you're not playing dress up. You are assigning people who get to play dress up.
Well, yeah, that too.
I
do both.
I guess you do, because, you know, we went to Comic-Con, you dressed up. So I guess, in
yeah,
a way, you're still playing dress up.
I mean, I'm going to a Renaissance fair on Sunday with Julianne.
Oh, cool.
And I'm working on a costume for that right now. It's fantasy weekend, so I'm like, I'm gonna be a witch. And so...
It's the role you were born to play.
Yeah, basically. Well, I mean, I already had sort of a witch costume from, like, a Halloween a couple years ago or whatever.
Yeah.
But I was like, how do I need to make this more Renaissance-y. So what my costume is, it's my old choir dress from high school.
No.
I just kind of, yeah.
That's
no,
amazing.
really though. And then I just like cut up the skirt. But it's just, I mean, my high school choir dress honestly really wasn't that bad. As choir dresses go, was not that bad. Because it was like, just like a, plain black floor-length dress, but it had like the sweetheart neckline, and it didn't have like the big poofy sleeves. It had just like the really
just like a normal like kind of strap.
Yeah.
Kind of deal. Okay.
And so it wasn't like a terrible dress.
Yeah.
I've seen worse. I've seen the ones with the big poofy sleeves.
Yeah.
And those are bad. But I cut up the skirt so that it was and I wore leggings with it for Halloween. Mm-hmm. But I was like, this isn't very like Renaissance-y. So I got some gray and like dark green fabric from Walmart. It was like one of those like 5 yards for $5 grab and go kind of a thing. Mm-hmm. And so I've made like a layered skirt to go underneath it. First of all, screw you, Tool. I hate Tool.
I saw your
Tool
tweet.
Tool is the worst. I wanted to cry trying to use
I saw your tweet and I was like, oh God, what is she making?
It's the worst. It's actually the worst. I hate it so much. My thread keeps breaking. The cats go absolutely nuts for it.
Yeah.
Absolutely insane. More than any other fabric I've ever used. They love tulle.
Yeah.
And so that made it hard. And then it's not good. It's bad. But so the first layer of the skirt is just like tulle, like a bunch of tulle.
Yeah.
And then I've got another layer of a gray fabric, and then another layer of, like, each layer gets a little shorter.
Yeah.
And then I've got some gray lace, and that's all underneath, like, the dress. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I actually like it. There's just something about it that just doesn't quite...
What is you like? Are you, like, missing something? Or
yeah, I feel like there's something about it that isn't quite right. Mm-hmm. And so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make another, like, gray lace skirt to go over top of the black dress.
Okay.
And I'm going to make it very raggedy, and I think that's part of it. Does it
just look too clean?
Yeah, I think that it looks too clean. And so I need to do some distressing and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I think it'll look better once I add, like, all the accessories. You know, I have necklaces and rings and earrings, and I have Hannah's cloak from the Renaissance Fair, the black lace cloak.
Yeah.
I'm going to wear that as well. And I'm undecided on my witch hat because it's crocheted. And
you crocheted a witch hat.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you've seen it. I've worn it multiple times.
I probably have.
I wore it for Halloween one year. Because, like, I always dress up for Halloween.
Yeah.
Always. And, like, when I was in school, I'd just wear my costume to class because, you know what? It's freaking Halloween. And I'm going to dress up.
I did that one year. I had the, I think it was like 2007, 2008. It was right after Spider-Man 3 had come out. Oh, God. And so I had the Tobey Maguire, like, children's Spider-Man suit. Mm-hmm. And I kid you not, I wore the suit underneath of my clothes and went to school and was like, hey, guys. And, like, would pull my shirt open like he does in the movie. He was like,
oh, my God.
Spider-Man. They're like, what are you doing? He's like, it's Halloween. So we go, why did you bring that? I'm like,
because it's Halloween.
Because it's Halloween, guys.
I remember one year we were, God, what we were signing people up for. We were manning a kiosk for Last Man Standing, and it was Halloween. And
I think I know which costume you did.
Was it for spies, or was it because it wasn't for?
It was spies because we were well past.
We were well past taggers. Yeah. So, but I remember standing there at the kiosk, and you were wearing, like, an Assassin's Creed hoodie.
Yeah, I bought my Assassin's Creed hoodie.
I was in my Thor costume with the black t-shirt with the silver duct tape circles and the cape.
Real talk real quick. I love that costume for some reason. It's the simplicity of it and, like, almost like the innocence of it. Like, it's not fancy, but it gets the point across.
I wore it to Comic-Con.
It's great. Did you wear that to meet Doug Jones?
Yes, I did.
I thought you did. That's. I'll see if I can.
No, and then my wife Emily walked in. I have several wives. And we hadn't even talked about it, but she was wearing a low-key dress.
That's amazing.
And I was just like, yes, my wife. And then Austin was standing there in his Link costume.
Yes, I remember this.
And then Adam's standing there dressed like a normal human being. Just like, oh, you nerds. Yeah. And we're like, get into the Halloween spirit, Adam! Like, don't ruin our fun. And then I made that one joke.
Yes, this is where
I went up to Austin and I was like, click. He's like, what are you doing?
What are you doing? And she goes, I'm clicking on the link.
I clicked on the link.
And he left.
He just walked away.
Because I don't think anyone, because he's been to Comic-Con with me.
Uh-huh. Honestly, that's, like, my favorite joke.
He went to 4 Comic-Cons with me, and he wore the link. Yeah, he went to 4. He wore the Link costume at least one time every year because 2 years we went for multiple days.
Yeah.
So But no one had ever made that joke.
It's such a good joke, though.
Granted, everyone was like, hey, look at Zelda. And he would get so flustered. Rightfully so. It's a common thing. But nobody came up to him and, just touched him. And I clicked on the link and ran away. And I'm so disappointed that was the first time that it happened because it's such a clever joke.
Honestly, next time I go to Comic-Con, if I see a single link, I'm going to go click on him.
But what you need to do is you need to make a mouse cursor out of foam and then run up to it and just, hit them with it.
Just, click on the link.
Or, have it attached to, a PVC pole.
Mm-hmm.
So this way you can, kind of poke them with it.
Oh my gosh.
That's a video on its own. But
just click on the link. Actually, Julianne wants me to make her a Link costume.
Oh, cool.
So I think she'd make a really cute Link.
Link's not a hard costume to do at all.
No.
Austin's isn't terrible. I think he got his up just like a...
It's
like a Walmart costume, but it looks fine. It's an adult Link. Link is not a
again, this is
costume.
Where we differ in our costuming.
You make a good.
I make all of my costumes.
I buy most of mine. Every now and then I'll throw one together that, is homemade, but some things it's I need them quicker than I know what you can do it in, because I would like for you to have a little bit more time than the time frame that it would take me just to buy one, so that it can be perfected, kind of deal. And then because I know your gripe is the Spider-Man suit, and that I bought a Spider-Man suit and didn't have you make one. Okay,
it's fine. I'm not mad about the Spider-Man suit, but I am making the Green Arrow suit.
Yes, you are. So I've actually because this is part of the costuming. I sat down one day and I was driving. I really didn't sit down. Well, I was sit down in the car driving, and I was like, you know what? I want my own unique Green Arrow costume. And so I texted Sam, I think it was 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, and I was like, I want my own Green Arrow suit. And that was the end of the conversation. So I woke up the next day.
I ignore a lot of his texts.
Yeah, a lot of them are just ridiculous. That is it's just dumb. But, so I came, the next morning I woke up, and I sat down on my computer, and I photoshopped together. So I took a picture, or a still, stupid face. The face on the photo is weird that I made, because it's just a random screen grab from the web series, but it showed off enough of the suit to where I could kind of edit a little bit, and so I threw together what my my custom Green Arrow suit would look like, and so hopefully it'll be done rather soon. I would kind of be cool if we could have it done by January.
Yeah, I can do that possibly.
Okay, because it's not complicated.
No, it's just a lot of pieces I'm going to have to put together.
Yeah, that's the only hard part. But, we got time. We got time to mess around with it.
Yeah. See, I grew up in a household where we're a DIY household,
Yeah.
We're very much so, I want this. I can't find it on the internet. So you know what? I'm just going to do it myself. All those Halloween costumes you buy in the store are overpriced. We're gonna make our own, out of felt and a hot glue gun. Growing up, my mom would help me make Halloween costumes for myself. I would, decide what I wanted to be, and my mom would be like, oh, well, we can do this, we can do that. My mom was a middle school teacher. She's retired now. But for Halloween one year, when Peyton was still in middle school, because Peyton went to the same middle school that my mom taught at, my mom dressed him up as Peyton was Boo, and then my mom was Sully.
That's amazing.
And she had because she was a special ed teacher, she had a roommate, another teacher in her classroom, and he was Mike Wazowski.
That is amazing.
But she made the costumes out of felt. And they were so cute.
That's
and they
amazing.
Were so funny.
Yeah.
And she made her own Loki costume one year for Halloween. She made her own little headband with horns.
That's cool.
And that's just kind of how I grew up, is creating your own costumes. Yeah. Because my family's very into Halloween. We all love it. My granny's a witch. And her witch costume is handmade. She made it herself. Many, many years ago. and she wears the same witch costume every single year. She has a wig that she put, you know, those little like plastic spider rings?
Yes.
She put the spider rings like in her wig to make.
That's amazing.
Yes, and so
it's like it's the simple things that give you with cosplays.
Yeah.
These big extravagant cosplays. Because like when we went to Fall Fest.
Yeah.
It was like the Toothless. Was amazing, but it wasn't the scale of it, but it was the attention to detail, like all like the scales carved out and like the light, the little things that get me with cosplays.
Yeah, so like, I like being able to create something that is unique, and it's uniquely mine. Like no one else has this costume. You can't go buy this in a store. It is mine. It is me, and it's exactly how I want it most of the time. I mean, you know, there's just sometimes you look at your costume in the mirror and you're like, this isn't working.
Yeah, no, I've been victim to that plenty of times. Because like even like
you start tweaking things, you add things, you take away things, and eventually you come up with something that you're like, hey, this is cool. And then the best feeling is someone being like, oh, hey, I love your costume. Being like, thanks. I made it myself.
I have just run into that like over the past couple of years. Like when my cosplays have started getting a little bit better, you know, not just like trashy looking.
Yeah.
It's like the past year, because I did, last year I did Red Hood, Nightwing, and then Goku. And my Red Hood, I got a lot of compliments on, but that was the first time I'd ever actually built something on my own. Or no, I built my Nightwing costume the year before. I took a motocross vest, painted it, and then like did the logoing on it, which like, it looked good. It was too small. That was the problem. The plate was a little too small. But the Red Hood helmet, which I mean the one we used for episode 2 of the web series, was the first time I'd ever built something out of foam. So it was my first foam creation. So like it didn't look good, but like it looked good enough, to where it's like, oh, like that, you did a good job on it. And I was like, and I did like a kind of a custom line job on it, so it was like it was my helmet, and then like obviously we painted over it for the web series and whatever. But and then this last year, like I got the Green Arrow suit. I got a lot of compliments on that, which the jacket and the bow were the only things that were mine. The pants I got out of the prop room. The pants and the boots were both from the prop room. Yeah. And then, like I said, the jacket I ordered off eBay for like $60, and then the bow was my bow from middle school. Yeah. And then the makeup I did. Yeah. What the makeup would be the grease paint. Yeah. Which was one of the best grease paints you've done. Was for Comic-Con. Thank you. I think what it was is that it was like 9 a.m. and I wasn't sweating yet. That's true. Because every other time we would go, I would be sweating. Yeah. So, but. No, I had just traveled back from somewhere that morning. It was a 21 Pilots concert. Right. I had just gotten back from North Carolina. I had just gotten back from. No, it wasn't that. No, I thought it was. You had just got. It was a concert. It wasn't a concert. I'm almost certain it was a concert. I think it was Panic. It was Panic. Panic at the Disco. I knew it was a concert. I just can't remember which one. Yeah, I'd gone to a concert the night before, and Nick was like, "Hey, you want to do my makeup in the morning?" I was like, "Fine, but you're coming to me. I'm got home at like 2 a.m. from a concert." Yeah. I was like, I'm not getting up and traveling to you to do your makeup. You're coming to me. And you're like, okay, that's fine. Yeah. And I did. That went well. That was the day I met Kevin Conroy. I met Jared. You know, our friend, all of our friends from Nashville. I met them. It's like it was a good day. Or no, I met Jared the day before, but that was the first time we because we did our Green Arrow Flash picture, which was it's one of my favorite pictures. But yeah, no, like for me, like I was also a kid that loved to play dress up as a kid, but it's a little bit different. You know, I was, you know, instead of like princesses and fairies, but obviously it was like Batman, Robin, Spider-Man. Well, I mean, it wasn't all princesses and fairies. I was also, you know, I've always wanted to be a witch, okay? I'm a witch, guys. I'm a big Harry Potter person. It's not a phase, Mom. It's who I am. I am a witch. I am the most powerful witch in my family because my golden birthday, when I turned 21 on the 21st, was the day of the solar eclipse. God, that's right. You were at full power. And no one could stop you. Yes. No, so I'm the most powerful witch. No, but the cool thing for for me, like as a kid, we had Power Wheels, and one of my guilty pleasure movies was the '97 Batman and Robin film. The worst Batman film ever created, is still to this day one of my favorites because it's one I grew up as a child with, and I think it sticks with me the most is because I had a whole like garage full of Power Wheels. That's what I got for Christmas every year. I got a new Power Wheel. Well, my first two was a dune buggy that looked like a Batmobile and a Harley Davidson motorcycle. So me and my brother would play Batman and Robin. I was always Batman. Little man never got to play Batman. He was always Robin. He was always on the motorcycle.
Robin, never a Batman.
But then there was that, and then we had a big play set in the backyard, and it had a ladder on it. So naturally, I hung upside down and was like, "Robin, hand me the shark repellent bat spray." And my brother would hand me this can of silly string, and I would spray it on the ground like I was spraying the shark from the Adam West movie. But like, because that was when we lived in Louisville, which I lived there. We moved there when I was 1, and we left when I was like 7. So it was in that time frame. And then even after that, I would still kind of play, dress up. I'd be like a Power Ranger, which I can still do. But I think it was just that getting to be someone else. I think that's why people get so attached to those heroes, is that they see something in that hero that they relate to, and then when you play that character, it it kind of unlocks something in you that it helps you. It's freeing. It's like a freeing experience. Like you forget about everything, all like the crap you're going through or something like that. It's fun. It's a really deep it's a deep philosophy on cosplay.
It's escapism.
Yeah, I mean it's fun.
It's honestly, I love it because like I don't have to worry about what's going on in life.
Yeah,
I'm a freaking Jedi.
Yeah, it's like from the time you get in that costume to the time you get out. I mean, you are that character. Nothing else outside of that character really matters. And I think that's the thing I've learned over the years, because when I first started doing like really kind of, I say really getting into costuming, my first Comic-Con was in 2015. It was Lexington, because that's the only Comic-Con I've been to so far. I mean, I've got more planned for the future, but that was the first Comic-Con that I went to, was the 2015 one. And I knew of Comic-Con, like I knew of San Diego, and people, everyone dresses up. So I'm like, I was like, okay, this is like 2 weeks out. Like my buddy told me, one of my youth leaders told me he was going. I was like, oh, that'd be cool. Do you mind if I tag along? He's like, oh yeah, that'd be cool. So it's like 2 weeks out. I was like, I want to dress up. It's like, what am I going to dress up? And Arkham Knight had just come out. So I mean, I was really into Batman for like forever, obviously. And so I was like, I want to do a Batman character, but I don't. Batman's a hard character, like a hard costume to get quickly, and for it to look decent. I say that you've seen the picture of this Robin costume, so it was the Arkham City Robin costume, and I ordered it off eBay. It was washed out. It was like a maroon. It wasn't even like really like dark red like it's supposed to be, and it was too big because I couldn't gain weight in high school. Because I had to buy it for my height, and my weight didn't correspond. Yeah. So this thing is it fits a lot better now because I'm a little bit bulkier than I was in high school, and I was 135 pounds soaking wet in high school. So, but the funny thing about that is that I'm like, oh, okay, I get there, I'm like, oh, this is a lot of fun. Oh, and then I made a cardboard Power Ranger morpher, and I had it on my wrist because one of the Power Rangers that was going to be, it was one of my favorite growing up. It was one of the Time Force Rangers. So I made his morpher out of cardboard. And I got a lot of I got more compliments on the morpher than I did on the Robin suit for obvious reasons. But they're like, oh yeah, that's a really cool idea. I was like, oh, I appreciate it. But I get there, and we're like halfway through the day, because it was just I just went on Sunday. I left baseball practice early so my mom and my mom could drive me down to Lexington to get to the hotel with my youth leader. And but so we're like halfway through Sunday, and I'm going down the escalators, and around the corner is a guy in the exact same costume but darker red, how it's supposed to look. And I'm like, no, my life is over. But I didn't mind it being like Robin, but it was the same costume.
Yeah.
And so I didn't take a picture of that. I was like, oh, hey, man, cool costume. He's like, oh, cool costume. And I was like, this is embarrassing. It's like, at that point, like, I understand I finally understood what girls felt like when they show up to, like, a club or, like, a party and a girl's wearing the exact same dress. I was like, this is what it feels like. It's like the who wore it better scenario is happening right in front of my eyes. But, and then the year after that, I was like, okay, I bought a costume. I was like, I kind of want to build one. So I put together my Nightwing costume, which would later become the Blue Renegade costume, which is really funny. Which then would become the Robin costume for the web series.
Yep.
That chest plate has gotten recycled so many times.
That chest plate has had...
It has seen better days.
Yeah, I kind of rubbed it on some concrete.
I rubbed it on concrete before it got to you by accident. I was like...
Oh, no, I did it on purpose. I was, like, stomping on it behind my house. And then hitting it with a crowbar. Yeah. But, so I built the Nightwing cosplay. It was really simple. It was black jeans. I had on black shoes. I had my paintball gloves, which had blue knuckles on them. And they were fingerless, which looked really weird for the cosplay. Mm-hmm. But then, I actually have, because I have these belts that are seat belts, for the buckle. But I had my New 52, Nightwing belt, because I didn't have the blue one at that point. I only had the red. So I had that on as my actual belt, then my utility belt over top of that. And then the undershirt for underneath the armor was the Dark Knight Dark Knight armor long sleeve t-shirt that I had. So I had that underneath of my monocross chest plate that I painted, and that was that. It looked good. It was a lot of fun. Like it was like the first time I like built or really like made my own costume. I was like, this is kind of fun. I kind of want to. Because I was thinking to next year or the year after that, and I was like, this was a lot of fun. I need to make some more, and I'll leave it one day. That's right, because I did AJ Styles. I did a wrestler because there was a lot of wrestlers that I wanted to. There was a lot of wrestlers there I wanted to meet that year, so I made. I bought all the pieces and then put it together myself, and then my wife, because that was the first Comic-Con she went to. She went as Mrs. Incredible, which was adorable. Yeah. But so, and then she painted on the kick pads, like the stuff that needed to go on, because she's more of an artist than I am. But then the year after that, I'm trying to think, because I have to like think of the costuming. Yeah, the year after that was Red Hood. I revisited Nightwing, but then that Nightwing was a little wonky because a little harder to do Nightwing when your hair's down to your shoulders. Yeah. And also red. Yeah. But it's like that Nightwing was just kind of like a casual Nightwing kind of deal. I mean, it was just a leather jacket and black jeans. And then, my Thor costume was kind of a casual because it was literally
that's
just
right. That was the same day.
Yeah, it was just a pair of dark wash jeans, a black T-shirt that I had silver duct tape circles on, and the cape from the costume that my sister got me for Christmas one year. It's the padded muscle Thor costume from Walmart. And just like safety pinned my shirt.
So I originally wasn't going to do Goku that week. I was going to do a Vegeta, because I got a Vegeta wig at a quote unquote Vegeta wig at a flea market, and it was just beat all to hell. It didn't look like the wig at all, but it looked enough like a Dragon Ball wig that I could get away with it. And I put it all together and like what I had, and it didn't look good. It didn't look good. And I was like, all right, maybe I'll just do casual. And then we were walking through. It was early that week. One of the vendors had a Goku gi for sale, and I was like, it's like that's really cool. Like that'd be a cool cosplay to have because I didn't know how well at that point my Vegeta was going to come together. So it was the day before, and I was like, you know what? If I can get this suit for under $100, I'll buy it because every year I budget out. Like that's my San Diego. Like I budget all my money for March. And then I get there and I'm like, how much is this? And I find the one that's in my size. I'm like, how much is this? They go, $45. I'm like, sold. Handed them my money and left with a new suit. And then so I wore it the next day. And so that's how that one came about. That was a complete accident that I was even Goku. Doesn't even fit me anymore because obviously I've gotten bigger. Like I was busting the seams in it anyways. I was pushing it. Because it was a large. I needed an extra large, but I was like, it's Goku. I want to be a little smug. That was a terrible idea. because I can't wear it anymore.
Yeah, I think we all remember our first like costume we were really proud of making ourselves, or like putting together ourselves.
Yeah.
When I was in middle school, I decided I was going to be a pirate for Halloween one year. God. I was like, I've got it. I know exactly how to do this. Because the year before, my mom had made me a dirndl, which is a traditional German folk dress.
Yes.
Because we were doing something in my German class, and I was like, oh, Mom, you know, like, can I, like, get one of these? And Mom's like, yeah, I'll just make it for you. It was, like, fantastic. So, you know, it's a skirt with, it was, like, a long green skirt and a white apron, and then a white, like, you know, the puffy shirt.
Yeah.
And then the green vest. And so I was like, I can be a pirate in this. So I wore, like, the top part of it. I wore the puffy shirt and the vest. And then I just wore some, like, black skinny jeans. And my mom's, like, knee-high black boots. I put one, like, big gold hoop earring in.
Oh, God.
I had a pirate hat that I had found. I don't know how long we'd had it. It was just in the basement. And I was like, I'm a pirate. And I, like, did this myself. Like, this is cool. I just put together some things, and I'm a pirate. You know?
Yeah.
And I was really proud of that costume. I was a pirate. And, like, I had some, like, gold costume jewelry that I borrowed from my mom.
Yeah.
And then, you know, every year after, I'm like, buy a costume. I'm gonna make a costume.
Yeah.
And then I start doing, you know, Renaissance fairs, and I'm like, it's time. We're making a costume.
Yeah.
And, like, and then, so my mom knows how to sew.
Yeah.
And I never learned. I never really had a good reason to learn how to sew, because if I wanted something, my mom would just make it. You know? She would just be like, oh yeah, I'll make it for you.
Yeah.
You know? And so but then I was like, I'm an adult. I gotta make my own costume. And so that was when we went to the last Renaissance fair. I was like, let's make some costumes. And I learned how to read sewing patterns, and I learned how to use the sewing machine, and it's a lot of just trial and error. It
really is, because your house was a mess.
My house was a nightmare. There were scraps of fabric everywhere.
It looked like someone took a fabric grenade and threw like 3 of them into the living room, and they just exploded.
There were sewing needles and things of thread and scraps of fabric just everywhere. It, like a tornado had gone through, because I was scrambling to get all of these costumes made in less than 2 weeks.
So you had like a 2-week window to make 7 costumes.
Yeah.
Which is absurd.
Yes. Even if I knew how to sew.
Like,
it was a lot.
Yeah.
And
the fact that you pulled it off, too, was a miracle.
Yeah, if it's a miracle I got any of it done, let's be honest. But I was really excited about my costume for that. Like, my skirt turned out really cool, and I was very excited. You know, I was just, because it was this wrap skirt, and I was like, oh, well, you know, I want to do something kind of like patchworky, something, you know, kind of like, I want to be the bard I've always wanted to be, you know? And so I was like, oh, well, you know, I'll make a wrap skirt. That doesn't look too terribly hard. And then it hit me. It was like an epiphany. I was like, I'm going to make each individual piece out of a different fabric. And so I just got like 1 yard of a bunch of different fabrics.
Yeah.
And like,
was that the day that we walked out of there with like 7 different patterns, or 7 different like pieces of fabric?
Oh no, it was much more than that. We walked out of Walmart with like so much fabric.
Was it like the dollar for whatever was it?
It was like $1 a yard or something like that. Yeah.
And so she just kept going through like this giant crate of fabric, and was like, oh, this could work, and you know, the stack just kept getting bigger and bigger. And I'm like, Sam, and she just kept throwing fabric.
Yep. I mean, honestly, and then like I made my shirt myself. I went and got just a men's button-down shirt from Goodwill.
Yeah. And
then I cut the top off, and I cut the sleeves, the cuffs.
Yeah.
And I put elastic in it.
Yeah.
And there you go. I got myself the puffy shirt.
Dude, Goodwill can be an absolute godsend for cosplay.
Oh my gosh,
Because
yes.
I've gotten, I want to say, like two costumes maybe.
Let's see how
from
many
Goodwill, because like the jacket for the Red Hood costume is a Goodwill jacket.
Yeah. Let's see, how many things have I gotten from a Goodwill? The leather jacket and the leather like corset piece that Huntress wore.
Yeah.
Got that from Goodwill. I had my shirt that I wore to the Renaissance Fair. Goodwill. I've gotten, so back in my Super Hulock days, I was Sherlock one time for Halloween, and I got a black trench coat from Goodwill. I was Castiel from Supernatural one year, got a tan trench coat from Goodwill. The 11th Doctor, I got a tweed jacket from Goodwill. I think I even got my button-down shirt there that I wore from Goodwill.
Yeah.
I got a bow tie from Goodwill. I've gotten, oh god, I don't even know how many other pieces. Like, that and Bargain Hunt, we got so many things from Bargain Hunt.
Mm-hmm.
Like...
That place has a lot of good hidden gems, too.
Yeah.
But, no, I got the Red Hood jacket, because I did the Red Hood cosplay, and then that's how I got the idea to put Red Hood in, because I already had a costume kind of mapped out, so it wasn't that hard to figure out or to really like piece everything else together. It just was, we had to tweak it a little bit based on what we had material wise. So I already had that, and then the two suits I wore for the web series were also both head to toe from Goodwill.
Yeah. They were from Goodwill.
Yeah. Like button-down shirt, tie, jacket, pants.
I mean,
and then I wore sneakers because you never saw my feet.
I mean, we got the jacket dress thing that Anne wore to the Renaissance Fair.
That was Goodwill.
That was Goodwill.
That was the Salvation Army.
Yeah,
but it's Goodwill.
Yeah, it's
Goodwill but color coordinated.
Yeah.
It's so satisfying because when you walk into this Salvation Army store, everything it's coordinated by gender and color. So there's a men's section, a women's section, and then everything, it just looks like a rainbow. It's amazing. It makes it so easy to look or find what you're looking for.
My original cape from when the first time I was Thor came from a rummage sale. I was in high school, and my friend, like, the Avengers had like not been out for too terribly long, and we all loved it. And we had a rummage sale for the at church for the Guatemala mission trip. It's a fundraiser we do every single year. And there was this like little cape from like a kid's costume. Yeah. It barely went down to like covered my back. But it was just this red cape, and I was like, guys, I'm gonna wear this, like, I'm Thor, because, because I have the, like, shoulder-length blonde hair. Yeah. And everyone's like, oh, haha, you're Thor, because, you got the hair for it. Yeah. Also, I love Thor. And my friends and I were like, oh my gosh, we have a lock-in tonight. Let's be the Avengers.
That's awesome.
And so I wore, a black t-shirt and jeans, and then I had the cape. And then my friend was Loki, and she found this like green piece of fabric and used it as a cape, and was just running around causing mischief all night. And then one of my friends had an Iron Man t-shirt, so she was Iron Man. And then we found an eye patch and made our youth leader
Nick Fury. That's amazing.
We're like, Adam, you're Nick Fury now. He's like, what? And we're like, yeah, put this eye patch on. We're like, okay.
That's amazing.
And we had a Hawkeye, and it was so fun. It was just a bunch of like stupid little things that we found. We're like, let's just be the Avengers for our lock-in tonight, just because we can.
So, my very, very first, like, I consider like cosplay that like I did it was Halloween, but like I used it for multiple things. So it was again Robin. So it's my Arkham City Robin t-shirt that I wear all the time. it was a Robin costume. So I did that, black sweatpants. Then I had, God, what cape was it? I don't remember. I had a cape, but I don't remember where it came from. And then the mask I made, I went out and found a plastic Batman mask for like $10, and then cut it into the shape of a Robin mask. So like it set over, and then I actually did the raccoon eyes on that. So like I had the really dark underset eyes, and I want to say I wore like batting gloves for like my combat gloves. It was the dorkiest looking costume ever. Like more dorky than my oversized like foam Robin suit that I wore. That I would wear later on that year.
Ooh, my high school choir dress hasn't only been a witch costume. I was a vampire one year for Halloween, and I wore the dress, and then my family owns several capes. I wore this like cape that we had in the basement, and the inside of it's red and the outside of it's black.
That's like perfect.
Yeah, and it was a vampire cape that my granny had made many years ago, and I could pop the collar and everything, and I did some white face paint and a little dribble of blood, and I was like, I'm a vampire, guys. And I just wore my choir dress. Yeah. My choir director thought it was hilarious.
That's amazing.
She loved it.
No, I want to get better with foam work. It's just, again, a lot of trial and error. But the problem is that foam is not cheap.
Yeah.
Foam is very expensive. But it's a lot of trial and error. Because there's a lot of stuff I want to make just for shits and giggles. To just make a lot of different like foam stuff. But the next cosplay I want to work on that like requires foam, is I want to do my Power Ranger suit, which I've got to show you the design for that, so you can do the bodysuit for that. But I need to make the gauntlets for that, which aren't very hard at all, and then I got to figure out how I'm gonna do the boots. But and then the belt, I got to get a belt buckle for that. But I mean, it's not too complicated because I have the helmet already. I got it 3D printed from one of my buddies. But
yeah, the hardest one I want to do is probably going to be Thor, like Lady Thor. Because doing because the breastplate, the armor, that's going to be difficult because I've never done that before. Yeah. I have tutorials online on how to do it. So I actually have on my phone different cosplays I want to do. So they're not in any particular order. They're just like what I thought of. So I got a Pinterest board.
So I want to do a Scarlet Spider. So Ben Reilly Scarlet Spider. I want the season 8 Green Arrow costume whenever I can get my hands on that. I want to do a Wolverine. I don't know why. I want to do the comic.
You want to be Wolverine.
I just want to do the comic yellow Wolverine. It's a cool suit. I'm a sucker for Captain America, and I'm trying to grow my hair out to where I can. Because my goal is to be able. Ooh, I gotta put Winter Soldier on here because I'm growing my hair back out. Which I'm gonna have some weird looking hair for a while. But so my goal or my idea is that I can do both Cap and Bucky, but I can do Cap first because I can do Infinity War Cap because my hair will be kind of grown out, and then I'll have my beard will be pretty thick, and then I can eventually my hair will grow back out, and then I can do Bucky, and then I want to do the Sam Raimi Black Spider-Man symbiote suit. And then next on the agenda, like next up, is going to be Obi-Wan.
Yeah, that's one I'm making.
I want that one. I would like to have that one done by November.
Yeah, I can.
Like late November, which is, that's like 2 months. That's plenty. You cracked out pretty much Jedi costumes for the Renaissance Fair, which it never occurred to me how much like Renaissance costumes look almost identical to Jedi costumes.
It's just robes.
Because I was looking back at the footage. I was looking at my costume and I was like, that's just a Jedi robe without sleeves. Like my long black like tunic. Or not tunic, but like a...
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be a tunic.
What, the jacket
Like the
thing?
jacket.
Oh,
kind of
yeah,
like
it was
tunic.
Brown.
Yeah, it looked like a Jedi robe.
Yeah.
Or Jedi robes without like the
with
hood.
With really unfinished edges.
Yeah.
I learned how to do a pleat though.
It
took me and Anne a good hour looking at it and trying to figure it out, but we did it. We did the pleats.
Yeah, but And then I have one cosplay I want to do that I'm gonna do for March, but I'm not telling anyone, like, other than, like, obviously a couple people, because I want it to be like a big thing when it happens, because I'm gonna try to do a costume contest, but I don't want it to be given away until one, I have the suit, because I gotta order the suit. I gotta find somewhere. I know of places I can get it from, but hang on. I think I've told you what it is. Let me pull up a picture.
Yeah, I've got several saved on my Pinterest. Like, obviously I want to be Thor, and then I've got ideas for Captain Marvel, multiple different renditions of her suit, because there's, like, you know, like this tighter spandex, like, suit from the comics, and then there's the more, like, armor type from the movies. And then also, what else do I have saved on here? Supergirl. Which,
that's what I'm excited to see you do.
And when I mentioned, I was like, oh, I could be Supergirl. You were like, oh yeah, you know, there's, in the new season of Supergirl, she's got pants. I was like, pants are for cowards. I'm gonna wear the mini skirt.
I was like, all right. So there's that.
So yeah. That would be like making a blue leotard kind of a thing. And then the mini skirt. The hard part's gonna be the boots.
Yeah.
That's the over the knee boots.
That is something over the course of you know, my little cosplay journey that I've, you know, been on, is that the hardest part about a costume is not anything. It's
the shoes.
It's the shoes, because the shoes can ruin a cosplay immediately. Because like my Nightwing cosplay that I did, I was blacked out from the ankles up, and then I had those white Nikes on. Because the shoes are so hard. But because those because I don't own, like, black combat boots yet. So those were the only, like, high top shoes I own.
Get you some black combat boots.
They have them for, like, Walmart for like $30. I just gotta go buy them. I'm just like waiting until I have to have them.
Let's see, what else do I have saved? I have saved blonde haired Black Widow.
That'll be a fun one.
That would be cool. I'm gonna be Captain America. Or if I can find myself a nice red leather jacket, I'm gonna do Star-Lord.
That'll be fun. Not Hot Topic, but
I'm looking at, like, Goodwills and, like,
that. I was saying, I forget who it was, but it was FYE used to sell Star-Lord replica jackets.
And then Han Solo.
That'll be a fun one.
That's fun.
Oh, because like I said, I'm trying to do my Obi-Wan for GalaxyCon. Han Solo.
I can be Han Solo,
because Jared, because I told Jared that I was trying to do an Obi-Wan for that, and he goes, "Oh, I might bring my Kylo Ren, so that you could have Kylo and all that. That'd be a lot of fun."
I gotta make my blaster.
I gotta get a better. They make Nerf Han blasters.
Amazing.
Like, there's, like, replicas of it. It looks really good.
And then I found one is the USO girls from Captain America.
Yes. That'd be kind of fun.
I think that'd be especially fun if I could get one or two other people to do it with me.
Yes, a group of people.
But Christine would do it.
I was gonna say you mean Elijah, but like that, like you, Christine and Hannah.
Me, Christine, and Hannah and
then I can dress up as Cap.
Yes!
Oh my god, this is planning at its best right here.
That would be so fun.
Not just Cap, but like comic Cap, like from the movie, like, where it's the
onesie.
Yes, the Cap onesie would be great.
Yeah, and then the hard part.
I so regret not buying that Cap shield now.
I can fabricate a Cap shield possibly.
I can just go to like a Halloween store and get like the big, like, full size.
If you get the plastic one, I can paint it to look better.
Yeah, we can make it look metal until I can afford I can afford one. It's just I just don't want to take a third of my budget away from life.
Yeah, but the hard part, honestly, will be doing the they're called victory curls. The hair.
The hair.
Yeah, the hair is incredibly hard to do. I don't know how they did it, and I'm not good at doing hair, so it might be up to Hannah to do it. Mm-hmm. But like, I mean, making gloves is not hard. The
hardest part's gonna be that skirt's gonna be awful.
That skirt is gonna drive me insane because it's pleated and it's striped. But I can also do it so that, like in the movie they've got like some of them have like the blue top and the red and white skirt. Some of them have the blue and white skirt and a red top, and I can do like that. So we're red, white, and blue. That'd be so cute.
That'd be funny.
And let's see, do I have any other good? I mean, I have Hawkeye saved because.
I mean, that's your guy.
But he's my guy. Like comic book Hawkeye, Human Disaster, Clint Barton is my guy. I love him.
I'm trying to think. I want to do a Conor McGregor cosplay. Mm-hmm. He's a UFC fighter, and he boxed once too. Yeah. But I want to do it just because like. Just looks so much fun. Mm-hmm. So like I would have to get like tattoos, like fake tattoos here and there, and then I would like run around and pretty much like almost like boxers, and then like with like fighting gloves on. Because like I have.
I bet you I could do Gamora. I could paint myself green.
God, that'd be a fun.
I'd have to get a wig, but I could paint myself green. It'd take forever, but I guess it'd be worth it, right?
Oh, for sure. Because you could do if you like a green or like a kind of a bodysuit or make yourself mm-hmm. a bodysuit to wear underneath. That's what a lot of people do is that they make a bodysuit and then put like a forearm zipper. By the way, I know I've said this before. If you get a skin suit, please take my advice on this and get forearm zippers if you have the chance. That was so miserable. I couldn't feel anything.
Yeah.
It's like it was like sensory deprivation on myself, but a lot of people, they do the bodysuits and they cut it off right here at the neck and then they paint just their head.
Yeah.
Which is it just
you
it's just
know
a
what
lot
would be really
easier.
great? I could be Star-Lord and Hannah could be Gamora and we could.
Please let me be Drax.
Yes.
I'll do you one better. Why is Gamora?
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Hannah would be very excited to get to be painted green.
I mean, I'd be excited to be painted blue.
Yes.
It'd be fun.
Yeah,
and plus I love Dave Bautista because I knew
you have to shave.
Oh, I'm gonna half the cosplays I have. I'm gonna have to shave, and my wife's just gonna have to accept it and be very upset.
It'll grow
with
back.
Me. That's what I tell them. Like it'll just grow back in 2 years. But it's no. And I'm like, oh god, here we go. But that's a story for a different time.
Yeah. No, but your Jedi costume shouldn't be too terribly hard to.
It's just finding the right materials for it
yeah.
and the boots. Gotta find the boots.
I have boots for my Jedi costume because I have knee-high. I have riding boots that are brown.
Yeah, it's just something we have to sit down and talk about.
I hate you. Stop it.
The joke was there and I had to think through it. That's why it took me so long. I was like, okay, how do I not butcher this joke?
Oh, I'm disappointed in you.
Good. The balance has been sustained.
Oh no.
There's balance in the Force.
Oh god, yeah.
No,
I love costumes. I love dressing up. I'm so excited for Sunday. I'm gonna do my makeup too. I'm gonna do like really dark makeup. Mm-hmm. Julianne, I think she has like elf ears. I really want to see if she'll let me do her makeup and put some like glitter highlighter on her, make her turn her into like a little fairy or something.
Be fun.
Or
you'll have to do an Insomniac Instagram takeover while you're like out and like do like a bunch of stories or something.
Yeah,
it'd be kind of fun.
We're going to the Ohio Renaissance Fair, which
that's a big one.
Huge.
That's the one I went to in high school, and it was so much fun.
I'm so
excited. That was the one I let a dude, one of the hecklers, talk me into buying. It was the tomato throw, and it was 2013. I remember this specifically because the Red Sox were in the playoffs and they won the World Series that year because I was wearing my Red Sox jersey. And so
to a Renaissance Fair?
I didn't own costumes at that point, okay? Or have friends that could make costumes. Because this was a school trip. So I just wore it to school. That's what I wore to school. So I'm wearing my jersey, and all of the hecklers were getting to me. Because they're like, hey, you're a Red Sox fan. You're used to losing. And I was getting so upset. And finally the tomato throw, because it was just because I could throw something and hit something. Because obviously I played baseball.
Yeah.
I was pretty good at that. Like, that's what I, quote unquote made a living on for my entire life. I was like, all right, here's $5. He hit all 5 of them right in the head, and he was like, all right, you win. I was like, you're damn right I win. And he walked away with like kind of a smug strut, and I was like,
chest puffed out.
Showed what little chest I had puffed out. I was so happy, and they're like, okay. Like all my friends were around me, like, you didn't have to go that. I was like, yes, I did. I had to do that for my pride.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Someone asked me what a Renaissance Fair was. I was like, it's basically a craft fair, but medieval.
It's so much fun.
And then there's also like jousting and stuff, and they're like, dude, that sounds awesome. It's like, it is awesome.
I always tell people that they need to experience a Renaissance fair and Comic-Con.
Yeah.
At least once in their life.
It's so fun.
And it's because like nowadays, like where, Marvel has made, superheroes like mainstream. It's like the cool thing. It's like everybody has some hero that they like. And the cool thing about being at especially a Comic-Con, no one's going to judge you.
Yeah.
Granted, you may get gatewayed, or I think that's what it's called, right?
Or gatekept?
Gatekept.
Oh my god.
I've had that happen. I had that happen to me in high school. And by another dude.
As a female person who is a nerd and likes comic books and all that nerdy stuff.
Yeah.
I get gatekept all the time. Like, dude, someone tried to gatekeep NASA, okay?
I remember you telling me about that.
I was in the science building at Asbury, and I was just wearing my NASA t-shirt that I got at the Kennedy Space Center in Florida. My dad and I went for spring break one year, and it was so much fun. And the guy was, like, questioning me on my NASA t-shirt, and I was just like... And he was like, well, what's your favorite space mission? I was like, SpaceX, we going to Mars.
Oh my god.
And it's just like, it's space. You can't gatekeep NASA. It's public domain.
Jesus.
Like, people need to stop. Especially, like...
That's the only thing that you'll ever run into where it's kind of, like, uncomfortable. Because it's like... maybe because like when I was like first kind of getting into it, and like I did my Robin.
Mm-hmm.
I had a guy that was trying to gatekeep me, and I was a big fan of Robin from like the movie. So like Chris O'Donnell, still one of my favorite Robins. The writing, I blame the writing. It was holy crystal metal Batman. Like, what is that line? The ground it's full of holes, and then Val Kilmer's line is like, like that's. Yeah, it's like that's the perfect response to that. But like I loved it from I loved Robin from the movies and from like the games. But he was like questioning me on like all these different questions from like comics, like how he got like all this and this and this. I'm like, Chase,
yeah.
But like that's other than that, like no one really judges you for like dressing up or like how if your costume's good, if it's not. Like people appreciate at Comic-Con from what I've learned. Like people appreciate every tier of cosplay because everyone knows at some point they've been at that level. Yeah. And it's nice to see because even like some like the higher ups, like the people that get really famous with cosplay, like they'll see a kind of someone starting out and they're like that's really cool. Mm-hmm. It's like we were at the costume contest and that girl did the Five Nights at Freddy's. Yeah. And it was like her first costume. Yeah. Her first or second costume. I was like, holy crap! Like it. The mouth. It was the mouth moved. I think did it have lights in it or anything? I think just the mouth moved. Yeah. And it looked so good, and it was like her first costume. Mm-hmm. And she got third. She got third in the costume contest. Or third,
something like that.
Yeah, she got third. Rescue got second, and then
Hiccup,
and then Toothless. Toothless got first, which was absurd as it is. Yeah. But costuming's fun.
Ladies, let me speak to you a second. All you ladies listening.
I'm just going to back up and let Sam get on her soapbox.
If you go to Comic-Con and someone tries to gatekeep you, just kick them in the shins and walk away.
Okay, so don't do that if you want to stay at the con.
Okay, maybe don't kick them in the shins, but just tell them to back off and move on. Also, when you dress up, there are people at these Comic-Cons, the neckbeard dudes, who will try to hit on you, especially if you've got your makeup done and you're wearing a skirt. So be ready for it, because it will happen. It's not comfortable. It makes people feel it's not, and honestly, it's not a good time. Also, if there's any neckbeards watching, or not watching, listening, stop it. Get some help. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've gotten hit on by really creepy guys. Not just at half-price books, but at
we're gonna tell the high
cons, at Renaissance fairs. Like, just stop. I'm not there to catch a guy. Like, heck, I got hit on by a creepy guy at Sonic one time. I was like, I am
Sonic.
I just want some ice cream. Leave me alone. You know? Like, it... So that's why I've been, like, putting off doing, like, a Supergirl type thing where, you know, I'm wearing a mini skirt, you know, I'm wearing a skirt because, like, I know it's coming. I know it's coming. I don't want it. Yeah. But I also really want to do the costume. So just be ready for that. Why are men like this?
As a man, I don't know.
Also, though, it helps if you are with a group of people, especially if you are with another male.
Yes, honestly, I've noticed that.
That helps a lot.
As a dude, I have noticed that when especially at a con, when, you know, a girl is with, you know, even just with, like, another group or just a group of girls, like, it's just guys don't necessarily approach as much. Yeah. Creepy dudes don't approach as much. Like, you'll still get approached by people that are like, oh, I like your costume, you know, can we take a picture or something like that? Yeah. But, like, just, like, creepy dudes trying to hit on you don't.
And please, take a shower. Wear some deodorant.
For the love of God, please.
Deodorant never hurt anyone.
And then also, keep deodorant in your bag, because cons get really hot.
Oh, yeah.
And deodorant wears off very fast.
Speaking of keeping things in your bag, also, if you're going to a con and cosplaying, get yourself an emergency rescue kit. Get, you know, stick some needle and thread in your bag, some tape, some scissors, because things break all the time. Things rip, things tear, and if it's not you, it's someone else. And someone else will be desperate to fix their thing.
Because you don't want to be caught with a tear in your cosplay in a place you don't want a tear on it.
Yeah. And so, like, I always, when I go places like that, I bring needle and thread and some thread scissors. And sometimes I even have tape.
Which some cons, they're starting to do, they have a booth that's a cosplay repair booth. So that you, at least I know Lexington did it one year, where it's, you can, so if you have a tear somewhere, you can go there and you can have it fixed, like, on the spot, which is really nice.
Yeah. Because, I mean, stuff happens. People will step on your cape, or you get caught on something, you get your skirt stuck in a door, or whatever, you know?
You wear a costume that's too small, and then you flex for a photo. You know what? You know, guy problems.
Oh, yeah, you flex too hard.
It only happened once, okay? Stupid Goku costume.
Well.
Should have bought an extra large.
But yeah, that's, like, something that I try and have with me. I haven't necessarily needed it, but I know that the day I forget it is the day I'm going to need it.
That's how it always works.
It's always
it's like, oh, I never needed it, but the one time I needed it, I didn't have it.
Yeah. So, alright. Alright, we've been going for an hour. Are we done yet? I'm running out of things to talk about.
Yeah, no, I think we've covered about everything on costuming. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, that has been episode 3 of Insomniacs of the Round Table. We'll catch you next time. Peace.
Bye.